Alright lads, so Harjatan Mythic. This one, as opposed to Goroth, is a completely AoE fight. There is some single target requirement, but the large majority of the damage is going to be AoE. So if you've got the Angry Hat, Convergence of Fates, Moonglade's Trinket, and the Whirlwind Belt, you're absolutely laughing. You're going to have a good time. You're going to want to be taking your AoE talents for this one. So that's War Machine, Wrecking Ball, Frothing Berserker, Reckless Abandon, and Sticking Within a Rage on absolutely purely AoE fights. You could make a case for Bloodbath, but as there is some single target requirement for Hajatan, you're going to want to stick with Inner Rage. And as for the other talents, I've gone for Double Time and Bounding Stride. Bounding Stride will be great here because there's loads of movement going across the room. Some raids might ask you to take stuns for the ads, but mine didn't, so I've gone Double Time, which is nice for mobility. On pull for Hajatan, you're going to be wanting to pre-pot with a Prolonged Power because it's a superior pot for AoE, and there's a lot of AoE in this fight quite soon after you pull as well. And you're also going to be saving your cooldowns, Moonglaive, Battlecry, etc. for that first wave of ads. As we've got Bloodlust on the pull, those first wave actually dies quite quickly, so I'm going to be dropping Moonglaives about 2 to 3 GCDs early, and then using Battlecry and Odin's Fury to make sure that the last tick of glaives, the big burst AoE one, hits. You don't want the ads to die, and then your glaives do its final tick.
Oh no, didn't you put the stuff down at last?
Good, make sure that all those ads are dead, and let's see, big burst on the pool there. Following the boss, make sure you keep uptime damage going, stacking in front of him for the unchecked rage. And then as soon as that hits, you're going to want to turn around and put some single target into the hatchling. There should be no need to use cooldowns on these. The rest of the raid can really carry that single target. You want to be saving cooldowns for the AoE packs. So now we've got the sickly tadpoles in the corner, which I'm going to put my cooldowns into, which is just a really nice clumped bit of ads. Wrecking Ball proc in there as well, so just really getting the damage up. And then as soon as he's dead, I'm going to try and find the priority targets for the Murlocs, which are going to be the casters, the wave menders, and just trying to interrupt that watery splash to stop any extra pools of water, or I'm not really sure if it's water, but the green stuff on the floor. You want to stop that from going out, which interrupting does. So back in front of the boss again, just keeping up the damage, doing what you can without Furious Slash because it's pushed out by Wrecking Ball.
Screen.
And then again, cooldowns are already back for these ads. Now I'm not bothering to hold these for Moonglaves. In my experience, it was just better to use Battlecry and Odin's Fury regardless of whether Moonglaves was off or not, because Battlecry is going to reset so quickly and you don't have to wait for Avatar, that you can be sure that it's going to be back for the next pack. So you want to be in front of the boss again, just ready for the unchecked rage, turning around, hitting the hatchling straight away, the incubated egg even. And then getting ready to switch to the ads again. So we've got more sickly ads, which is great. Moonglaves is back off cooldown, so I'm going to locate them, and you want to be dropping Moonglaves in front of where they're going to go. So you don't want to drop them, on them or behind, and then have them move out of it before the final burst goes off. And I'm actually prio targeting Skull there because it's the wave mender, and you want to keep the interrupts and just really helping the raid out, because you're going to be whirlwinding most of the time, so you'll be hitting the sickly ads, which are the dangerous ones that can't get to the boss. And now going behind the boss at this point in case any of the extra pulls spawn on me, and then only going back in front when unchecked rage is about to hit. And again, cooldowns back again. I mean, it really is just about just keep pushing those cooldowns and getting that damage off. The belt is, sorry, not the, yeah, the Whirlwind belt is just great here. Again, dumping all cooldowns into the ads. I mean, there's nothing really much more to it. Just about a bit of boss positioning, just constantly using cooldowns. Finishing that one off. Following the raid and getting in front of the boss for the unchecked rage, ready to hit the incubated egg again. You can actually get, I think they're colicky tadpoles and drippy tadpoles spawn, which are individual tadpoles where the sickly ones coming from the AoE ones, and they are an absolute pain to try and hunt down. You'll find yourself bleeping around, charging around. You might be better off just sticking on the Murlocs in the raid, but it depends really what your raid leader tells you to do. So again, as soon as those sickly ones are killed, I'm going into the biggest group of ads I can find and whirlwinding them to death, dropping the pulls on the edge there. When it comes to this boss and you've killed the pack you're on, you just pretty much want to tab and charge into anything. Pretty much anything you're going to hit is going to be a good priority target. If it's a charging Murloc, it's, you know, would have been better to choose a casting one, but you're bound to be next to something you can whirlwind. Again, Glaives, Battlecry, Odin's Fury back for the next pack of ads. Holding them, of course. So here they come. Glaives nice and early because I don't trust the raid not to kill them before my trinket goes off. Making sure I'm next to that ad coming in the back to get Odin's Fury. The range on it is massive, so you want to be sure to position yourself in the middle of the Murlocs to really get them all. And of course this is proccing War Machine the entire time, so you just got basically a constant bloodlust. Can't really go wrong. Boss is already at 18%. And then making sure that hatchling dies. Arguably I could have switched back to the boss to hit him with another Juggernaut, but I'm going to have to come off him to switch to the ads anyway. You're going to get more damage from switching to the ads and cleaving them down, and I got a bit disorientated there, so leaping across because I'm not going to need that. And just targeting the Wave Menders to interrupt them whilst Odin's Fury whirlwinding the sickly ones in the corner. Finishing them off. So you see why double time is brilliant here, because you just ping around the map, next target, keeping the uptime, keeping the War Machine going, next one, and then back to the boss. I've actually managed to get into him with pretty much full rage, which is quite nice. And cooldowns only 13 seconds left, which Convergence should nicely proc for me for the last 5%. I mean, you're not going to be doing massive execute damage with no Avatar and no Massacre Ring, but it's really not about the execute on this one. There is quite a tight enrage time. You see, we actually were only a second away from Berserk, but most of your damage here will just come from AoE and the ads.
Nice
And
one,
so you see I finished on 1.6 there, which was a really nice pull. In terms of things I think that can be done better there, I definitely had a dodgy second pot. It was used mid-fight at some point. It was a bit of an irrelevant time, but so you could have a better second pot, which again you want to be using prolonged, by the way, for the AoE. And maybe just a bit of uptime as well. There was a couple of points where I was kind of out of melee range or something. But yeah, hopefully you found that one good. Like I say, get the legendary belt, get Moonglaives, get Convergence, get Angry Hat, have a good time. Cheers for watching. See you on the next one.